A man that has friends must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother.
I'm going to be, for lack of word, use the word holistic, a thorough, in my sharing of what I want to share today. Because I've announced this message for too long. It's called the good heart or the good pain. It's taken from the book, one of the books I taught. I'm believing God for money to publish. Relationships. And one of the things I know about the Igbo man, and I'm going to zero in where I am, Anambra State, is that the Igbo man does not understand relationships. Only few do. When I talk about man, I talk about woman, I talk about the same. Man and woman the same. They don't know what relationship is. What we call relationship here is that gives us what we want. If I'm relating with you, I'm relating with you because of what I'm going to get. And getting something in life does not come the same time. Sometimes what you're expecting will come at the tail end. So if you're in a hurry, you will lose out on what you should have gained. In this church, I'm not afraid to say it. Maybe 2 or 3 people I can call my friends. Every other person is a son, as my pastor to them. That's another level of relationship. I like being sincere. Open my heart to everything. I don't care who is offended. Because I'm not saying this to offend anybody. I'm just telling you the truth. And I have no example to give except myself. It was Tunde Bakare who called me when I complained about so many things. One of the best advice he gave me in life. He said, if you have more than 2 friends or 3 friends, God has blessed you. And if they make them up to 5, God actually wants to lift you through people. But you can never succeed in life without people. And I looked at that statement. It wasn't palatable as when he said it. I took it home, tried to digest it. I didn't see much that time. But as time went on, it began to play. For example, I can put this man called Dickin Bear on phone. I want to see you. If he's not engaged in anything, I will see him that time. If he's not already engaged. Part of why this man is in church here. He will not believe, he will not say that. Wasn't because there's no church in Oka. It's relationship. I know when my eyes was troubling me. Some days I would charter motor for 5 because I want a cool car with air conditioner that would take me to that place and bring me back. My sister was there. We were chartering cars like anything. Some of the days when I get broke, orderly, where are you? I said, come and carry me. I said, Daddy, wait. I'm coming there now. And when I call, I will switch off the phone. Did you get what I'm saying? Not considering what he's doing. Pim. So Mburichi would drive me to Mburichi. Drive me to Benin. Because I was going 2-3 times a week. I'm not trying to say everybody does that, but I'm not trying to show you what friendship does. Andrew, where are you? And Daddy, I'm going to the market. Turn back from there. Come and carry me to the hospital. I'll put off my phone. There were some people I called. They gave me excuses. And I don't blame them for that. But others, these ones, they didn't say no. If not, the day before you did your dedication, have I been to your house? Did you stop me from coming? So what people think, or because you have money today and I don't have cash, every day, that's not friendship. That's manipulation. See, a good friend is not somebody who sings your song. That's not who a friend is. That man can lead you to your graves. That sometimes we sit in the board. The only time we can sit on Sundays. And this man will tell you, I don't believe, to prove this, no. It's not like, oh yes, members gathering together. I was going to go to Ekwe with trouble. You called me twice. He said, Daddy, don't try it. But this one, don't try it. That was your language. Was that true? Before. Please don't try to go there. And the language was so heavy, like a punch in my spirit. I'd already got it. I said, okay, what other plans do you have? Because it was coming from my mind. After 1 hour, I called back. I said, I'll go, but I don't want to see you there. It's okay. I surrender. Your friends are not those who sing your praise. No. When they want to criticize you, they criticize you lawfully. They bring out something, they show you reason for what you're doing. That's what they calls the wound of a friend. Now my question is that the subject I took is like a paradox. How can something be good and be bad at the same time? A good heart, a good pain, but that bad. I remember the only time I spoke about that was when I talked about marriage. Marriage can be very sweet. And now meet that's why those who don't know how to cancel marriage should not get into it. Because most of the time you come back destroying the marriage you want to heal. Marriage break. No more break. Before it was brought in dead. B-I-D. Because before I listen to both of you, start listening to them, I will tell you things privately, one-on-one. So, and when I see you only coming to take energy away from me, it's a funny association called marriage. If you are getting into it and you want to be counsel of marriage, be very careful. Otherwise, you get put up. The girl, Naba, dear Miss Yon, neighbor, or Cameron, put all on. And they put all on and get put all on. And men can be funny when they are with their wives, especially when they're being thrilled. So the man is a foolish man. So, it's okay. That was the man. Oh God. A good heart. There's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. I didn't go somebody in here goes you. But I didn't go somebody 1 year goes. I don't want to say because you choose them by yourself. Every relationship. And when I'm talking about relationship, I'm looking at it from a broad perspective. Brother now. Bigger one. God inclusive. Because if you look at God as your friend, you take him beyond the normal one. Listen to this. Not all hurts end up bad. Some may be a setup from your setbacks for a comeback. Did you hear what I just said? I repeat. Not all hurts end up very bad. Some may be a setup from your setbacks for your comeback. Sometimes they are the groomings and extremes and expressions of love in another form. Sometimes they are the expressions of love in another form. I'm going to come into marriage now. How many of you sit with your wife to watch television? Do you? Most of the time, who handles the remote control? No, if she sits with you, who handles it most of the time? Okay. If it's not to, you a terrorist. The minute they come, they're the one that took the thing. Whether, before they tell you of Guinea or oh, sorry, these are the extremes of love. This is only what shows the woman. So if you are a man in there, make careful. If you talk about people of faith, women are. The first time a woman tried to see what she can hold for her future, she ended up dying. It's called the wife of Jacob. Picked her father's God. So that when the man cannot feed her, I'll come back to collect my father's property. She ended up dying. God killed her for that reason. What? Sometimes the expression. They want you to just end it like that. And what she said is true. Why supposed to get message? I don't know where we know. ụmụnne gị na-arụ ya anya ụmụ nwanna nna gị na-achọ iwu a ga-eri ya ọ bụ ya bụ ndị ọ ga-adasara ọsọsọ nke ka ọ ga-adasara ahụ Hebrews chapter 12. Read me 5 to 8 to portray my point. Quickly. Hebrews 12.
And you have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore are ye partakers? Then,
if you read another version, anybody with the version that said bastard? If your father does not chastise you, you're a bastard.
Illegitimate.
Huh?
Illegitimate.
You are illegitimate. That's another word for bastard. It's your own. Thank you. Now, a bastard is not a man without a father. Because actually, law will prove it that nobody is a bastard. Women don't have a seed. So wherever you find a person standing, it is a seed from a man. So in Nigerian law, you don't say somebody is a bastard. If you go to court, they will throw you in. Nigerian law. Now, what this place is teaching us, both law and the work of the father. He said the job of a father is to groom his sons. The word chastisement means grooming. And the grooming is the grooming of love. And it's painful. Sometimes not everything you think will be sweet will be sweet. Do you know sometimes you have to deny your children even legitimate things so that they feel bad. They feel bad. But that is the grooming of the father. The father is trying to tell them, in life, you're not going to have everything you want. And then what you cannot get, learn to live with it. That's what that means. He chastised them. He said, if you are not groomed by your father like that, you are illegitimate. And I want to tell you that grooming is not always very sweet. Do you see where I got my message from? The good heart. A child that is not restricted by the parents once in a while. Sometimes you want to step out, especially the girls, the mother pulls him by the corner. Bah! She's not going anywhere bad. But it's trying to teach her if you're going to be a woman, your legs will not be on the street every day. Not that she's going anywhere, not that she went anywhere. But it's trying to tell lady, you will learn to sit down in the house if you're going to keep a home. We teach the people holiness, which is good. We teach them righteousness, which is good. But it does not permeate because it ends with clothes and trousers. All the things we are supposed to learn, that's why when you go to church, they should teach you everything about life. From making your business to living inside this life. Not somebody coming to teach me banking. Okay? If I'm hardworking enough to work out the money, you have no business telling me how to keep it. Because I told Ramianuza. If I worked it out, you can't come to tell me, if you go to this bank, a bank is that and this, and you go to this, and that's nonsense. How you get the money? If the father cannot chastise you, you are not his son. You are not legitimate. Now listen to this. Don't you ever confuse friendship with flattery. Did you hear what I said? Don't ever confuse friendship with flattery. It's not, a good friend is not the man who sings, who says what you want or says what we want to hear every day. A good friend is like somebody in the jewel army. Sometimes he will break all your protocols, break all your standards to make sure what is hidden in you shows out. As a matter of fact, if you're a good friend, if you have one good friend, as you desire the good in him, he desires the good in you. But I'd like to ask you, can you find that in Igbo land? Can you find that in Anambra? Everybody's looking for what you get. Even the woman wants to kill her husband to become Madame Volvo. And the man wants to kill the woman to marry the next girl on the street. But one thing both of them will understand and will know, that Volvo is an old car. RT Briscoe has closed. That's the people that sold Volvo. Hello? Volvo was sold by RT Briscoe. They have closed. Volvo is an old car. Uko case is a Buddha. The lady you think is the chassis now. Joy female mamia. The lady you are chasing away because of the ones you are chasing, driving the one at home for now. Under 1, 2, 3, 4 years, make we can near. You are back to square one. Watch all the Pentecostal preachers. They have reasons to drive away their wife. And what is the reason? There are so many girls in the choir to choose from. Am I saying the women are good? No. But if you look at other people and you think that they are better, wait until you get there. If you read John chapter 2, 4 to 10, you'll find it. They break all the ranks to get to where they're going. Amen? A good friend is like a mirror. To you. It tells you the good and the bad of your life. A good friend is like a mirror. There's nothing you can hide in front of a mirror. Even though the mirror is exactly, tells you exactly who you are. Do you know that looking at the mirror you see some error? Thank you. So you must know when the error of man comes into it. Even though the mirror is showing you that. It's only the mirror of God's word that does not do that. But if it is the mirror of the world, the mirror this type here, you will find out that when you look at the mirror, your left becomes your right becomes right. That's human error. The person telling you does not mean no Hezoshi. Do you get what I'm saying? But that God put it in his mouth to tell you, you should be grateful for it. I told you one time here a story about a man who went out with his wife. And when they got there, they met another woman who dressed like a child. A very elderly woman, up to 70. 70 or 70 plus, yes. And then this elderly woman was dressing to suit the girls around. So whatever she was wearing, she was from them. So, and this man and his wife looked at her. Do you know what the wife said? The wife said, "Whoa. Onye onwekwere enyi ka onwekwere ugegbe n'ụlọ." Because these are the two people that will tell you exactly what you look like. Onwekwere enyi ka onwekwere ugegbe n'ụlọ. It's a shame. Some of us don't have friends. And the friends we have is the one that must tell us what we want to hear. You are heading to the gallows. You are dead. The walking corpse. And because of that, most people are not afraid. Many people are afraid to talk to people. The Bible says if you see a man in sin and you do not tell him, he will die in that sin, but the sin will be required of your head. The same charge. Maybe when the time comes, you will remember one man who was not regarded as anything said it. And you didn't take it. I recorded all my messages on paper. So when I'm leaving, when I've left the earth, I will tell people, see, I tried my best to do this. I didn't preach the gospel that will give me money. If you give me money, I will use it. And I came to let people know something bigger than what the church now is doing. A good heart. You need the spirit of discernment to be able to differentiate between a kiss that sent you to hell and a pain that left you better. You didn't hear that. You need more than the spirit of discernment to know the difference between a kiss that sent you to hell and a heart that made you better. That's why in your journey of life, don't be too quick to judge things, because you may be fighting what you may like later. I don't know whether you got what I just said there. I don't know whether you got what I just said. Somebody read it for me. John 11, 1 to 4, and 32 to 44. John 11, 1 to 4 first.
Now a certain man was sick, named Lazarus, of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. And it was that Mary which anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Therefore his sisters sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou lovest is sick. When Jesus heard that, he said, this sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby.
32 to 44.
Then when Mary was come where Jesus was and saw him, He fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled. And Jesus said, Where have you laid him? And they said unto him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. Then said the Jews, Behold how he loveth him. And some of them said, Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, have caused that even this man should not have died? Jesus therefore again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone laid upon. Jesus said, Take ye away the stone, Martha. The sister of him that was dead said unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he had been dead 4 days. Jesus said unto her, Said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of God? Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I know that thou hearest me always. But because of the people who standeth by, I said it, that they might believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave cloth, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, Loose him, and let him go.
Days before long, you will hear, Lose that man, let him go again. So many people are bottled up, dying over grave clothes, especially grave clothes from the coronavirus thing, but I'm not teaching on that now. The man was called Lazarus, died and was buried. They told Jesus, Your friend is dead. He went his way. The Bible said he did it for the glory of God to come. Listen, sometimes the hurt from a loved one may be orchestrated by God. Maybe God working. Someday you may be broke and you ask your friend for 10,000 naira. You know you can afford it. But just that hour you are asking, it may be as dry as a pot. Have you eaten from one pot? Even the mother in there. Mother in the book in the if my umaka jiri featured the place, I'm mother masariasa. And you are looking at this man. Hey, I'm going to go and see where go. So are you walking a metwa? Maybe God is walking. I know him. He doesn't want to help me. The Bible quickly added that God was trying to honor himself, honor Jesus. And he went away. Delay is not denial. No. God comes when he wants to come, not when you think. So they went and buried him. And here comes the resurrection and life. So where did you bury him? He said, if you were here, our brother shouldn't have died. In other words, because you delayed from coming, that's why he died. That's how life is once in a while. It's only God that will be there and things to be changed. They asked him, he said, well, show me where you buried him. I have not given up on him, but you gave up on him. Brothers and sisters can, but friends don't. You didn't see it there. Jesus called Lazarus my friend. Is that not true? Mary and Martha called him my brother. Is that not true? Who buried him? Mary and Martha buried him. Who came and said, bring him out? Listen to me. It does not matter how stinking your friend is. Don't give up on him. You still have hope that somehow, some way, somehow, you're going to come out of that mess. Dead, decayed, written off by people, brothers and sisters. They will tell me, forget the honest institution. To a good friend, your friend cannot be smelly. Especially the friendship that is rooted in agape. The friendship that is rooted in godly love. You don't give up on that person. If your love for your husband is rooted in godly love, you don't give up on him. You can look at him and tell him you are wrong, honey, but I'm not going to give you up. What you did was so bad. But I'm not going to leave you. Others may say it's nothing. You say, well, I'll see what happens of him later. Lazarus was buried stinking. When Jesus got there, they told him he has been there for 4 days. No shibegi. I said, don't worry. To you and she to me, a friend does not smell before his friend. You don't let the order from your husband go outside. Even when he goes, you cover it. So you are the whole wife of a smelling man. The woman the man Lazarus! This man, Jesus, Lazarus is smelling now. Don't worry. I came here so that he will stop smelling. I tell people, don't take your marriage to somebody who will make it a news tomorrow. Ngwere niile magbukwa amagbu o nwere nke wụọ mụ nọ ha n'afọ ha etu a. But iburu nke gị pụọ ọ dịka nke gị o bute pụọ. Lazarus smelling. Lazarus, come forth. They buried you, but I've not given you up. Come on. They say you are stinking, but you're not stinking to me. Come on. They say you will not become anybody. Come on.